Last day, we had completed that jQuery part. Means not completed. You cannot say that we have completed jQuery, but
Mm.
uh, okay, we understand what
We
is
had,
jQuery. Okay,
yes, yes, we have
so
come.
quick intro. jQuery is
Script,
a
library for
library, right?
JavaScript.
jQuery is a JavaScript library, and
एक minute, sir, just
hmm,
please excuse me.
okay, so last day we have done the jQuery part. Now, what is jQuery basically? jQuery is JavaScript library. We know that. Okay.
Mm.
Uh, to learn jQuery, you need to understand the JavaScript first. Okay, and
Mm.
if you are aiming to build your career in web designing,
Mm.
website designing, in web platform, you will have two kinds of job. It's web
Mm.
development and web designing. Okay, so
Mm.
if you are a web designer, that means a front end developer. Sometimes
Mm.
you can say that front end developer.
Mm.
Okay, and another is the back end developer. Okay, so if you are
Mm.
if you are going to be a front end developer, then you must learn jQuery, and nowadays using JavaScript, lots of things are happening. Okay,
Mm.
so there are lots of frameworks and are used for JavaScript. Again, mouse. Where my mouse gone? Yeah. So like you have, so jQuery is a library. Fine, no
Mm.
problem. Okay. JavaScript, you must learn JavaScript. jQuery, you
Mm.
have something called AngularJS.
Mm. I've
That
heard
is
this
a
also.
framework of from JavaScript. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you have React.js.
Mm.
React. Okay, so these are all coming under the platform of JavaScript. So JavaScript is very important in today's um, development, web development area, not in
Mm.
web development, in mobile development, mobile application development. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you need JavaScript. Okay, earlier,
Mm-hmm.
earlier means maybe 20 years back. Okay,
Mm.
JavaScript was used only for scripting at the client end, not in the server
Mm-hmm.
end. Okay,
Mm.
so JavaScript was limited
Okay.
20, 15 years back. Okay, it was only
Mm-hmm.
used to validate the things in client side. This is client side.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it has no connection with the server side. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but nowadays, okay,
Mm.
including client and server JavaScript, using JavaScript you can perform many things. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
JavaScript has evolved to a long distance from that
Mm-hmm.
earlier JavaScript up to this today's area. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
ES6 is another version of JavaScript. ES6 is a version. Just a minute. ES6. See, Emacs script. Not Emac.
Mm.
Okay, ECMS script.
Yes.
So ES6,
Mm-hmm.
that is again a variety of JavaScript which is advanced. Okay,
Okay.
so to go with Angular JS and React JS, if you have a idea or if you have a good hold on ES6,
Mhm.
that is actually I feel needed to go for Angular JS and React JS. Those all frameworks. Those are the advanced, most recently used JavaScript frameworks. Anyway,
Okay.
so our jQuery is just a beginning. Okay, so if you have an idea and if you have a good grasp on jQuery, then it is always better. It will
Mm.
give you a good confidence over those frameworks. Okay, so what is jQuery? jQuery is there to basically handle the event. Okay,
Okay.
basically they are to handle the event. What is an event?
Mm.
Event is anything that happen that occurred while a client or a viewer is viewing a website. Say this is a website. Okay, so you are moving the mouse, so that is an event.
Mhm.
Okay, you want to click here, so that is an event. Okay, I'm clicking here,
Okay.
something is happening. So
Mm.
clicking here is an event. Now what will
Mm.
happen after the click, that is called
Mm.
the code which will run for that kind of event. Okay, for that event
Mm.
means you can say that
Mm.
event handler. Okay,
Mm.
so what is event? Event is any action that is performed by the user or the viewer on the
Oh, web
web page.
page.
Okay,
Mm.
and what is an event handler? That is the piece of code that should run when the event triggered, right?
Mm.
Suppose you are moving your mouse over windows, this, you understand that this windows is
Yes.
a element. Okay, so if
Mm.
you want some action when the
Mm.
user or when the viewer move the mouse cursor over this letter, maybe color is changed, something like that. Okay,
Mm.
so you know that everything here, whatever we are seeing, if you ask any layman, what are the things? Okay, they she he or she will tell that this is the text. These are some menus at basic
Mm.
knowledge. They will say like that. Okay, but from a
Mm.
developer's point, from a programmer's
Form.
point of view, we know that
Mm.
behind the scene we have HTML elements. We have
Mm.
elements, web
Mm.
elements. Okay, maybe it's a h1 tag, maybe it's a div, maybe it's a paragraph p tag, something like that, right?
Yes.
So
Mm.
when when a viewer moves his cursor over this Windows word, actually to the
Mm.
user, he is moving his cursor, mouse cursor over this Windows text. But from programmer's point of view, he's what we will think. We will think that the cursor enters into the tag, okay, under
Mm.
which this text was printed, right?
Mm.
Suppose this text was printed under h1 tag. So from programmer's point of view, programmer will think that mouse enters into that h1 tag.
Area.
So if the
Mm.
mouse enters into the h1 tag, okay, then what we want to perform, we can write a script for that. We can write a piece of code for that. That is called event
Mm.
handling. Okay, and in our last class, okay, we have discussed these things in detail. Okay, how to get the events and how to write the event handler code. Okay, so that we did in our last class. Okay, see, these are the effects now. Whenever you are moving your mouse, that time the color
Yes.
is changing
It's
and something is
changing. Mm.
happening. So these all effects are put inside this web page. It's not done automatically. Okay, it is effect of a piece of code, and that piece of code
Mm.
is run by jQuery or
Yes.
JavaScript.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
okay, so we have run our JavaScript. So what today we will do, we will do something called AJAX. AJAX, AJAX. Now you have a full form of AJAX. This is asynchronous JavaScript and XML,
Mhm.
you can say. Okay.
Mhm.
So asynchronous JavaScript and XML. You do not need to understand all details of asynchronous JavaScript and what is XML. Although the name contains the part XML, but nowadays we do not XML, we do not use this XML anymore with Ajax. Rather, we use that what?
jQuery,
No, XML JSON. No.
JSON.
So, but since it is named as Ajax, X is there for XML, so it is there. The name is Ajax. Okay. So,
Mhm.
what is the purpose of Ajax? That is main important thing. Okay.
Okay.
Ajax do some very good thing which is needed, which is important to increase the user experience for a particular web page or a website. Okay.
Mhm.
Usually, what we do in a web page, okay,
Mm.
suppose there is a button, so you click this button and you want to perform some task and you want to
Yes.
display some output
Mm.
of this process. Okay,
Mm.
so this task includes
Mm.
some backend calculation. I repeat, this task
Yes.
needs some backend calculation. Means you cannot perform this action here by sitting in the at the client side. For that
Mhm.
purpose, that performance should be take place on server side. This is your server side.
Mm.
So to do that, you have to move to that server side.
Server side. Mm.
The performance will take place here, and you have to return back to this page
Clients.
or maybe some other page.
Mm.
Okay, right? So this is the
Mm.
syntax how you should perform that work. Okay, what I am
Mm.
saying, you have a button. Okay, you
Mm.
want some kind of operation when this button is clicked.
Clicked.
Okay, and that operation you have that means you have something that this operation need to be performed in server side, at server side, maybe some database
Mm.
operation. You need to fetch some data, you need to insert
Mm.
some data. Okay, or maybe some validation that must be done by the server, not by the client. Then
Mm.
what you have to do, you have to send the request to the server. The
Yes.
server will perform the task and will return the result back to that page or some other page, in
Some
some
other
other page.
page.
So in the way, what user will experience a page refresh.
Mm.
Okay, or it is moving to some another page.
Mm.
Okay, so initially user was in this page, right? This is page number one.
Mm.
So two cases maybe happen. If
Mm.
the response is coming back to that page one, then
Page.
user will experience a page refresh. Okay,
Mm.
page refresh will take place. Okay,
Mm.
or altogether new page will be open, right?
Mm.
Either of these two cases will happen, right?
Mm. Correct.
You are understanding?
Yes, I got it.
Okay, then you can ask me, oh, what is bad in that? Yeah,
Mm.
there is something. User experience, you have to think about the user experience. Suppose this page is quite long. Okay, this page is quite
Mm.
long, not this one. I'm thinking that this is a server side. Okay, so
Mm.
if this page is quite long and user is somewhere at line number 1000. Okay,
Mm.
so what happened if the page suddenly got refreshed? So he will again move to the line number 1, means the
Ah.
first part of the page, since the page was
Mm.
refreshed. Got it?
Mm.
So page refresh will reset every of users operations on that particular page. You got it?
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay.
So that is a bad thing with
Mm.
respect to user experience. And
Yes.
if the result is
Mm.
moving to the page 2 separate page, means for this
Mm.
operation when user click this button, okay,
Mm.
if he need to move to another page to see the result and then again back to the old page, so that is also a bad experience for the user now.
Yes.
Got it? So first of all,
Mm.
you have to understand what is the difficulties, what is the purpose of inventing Ajax.
Okay.
Then you can understand the whole thing easily. Okay. Now I'm
Mm.
giving you a more practical example. Suppose,
Mm.
uh, say Gmail, you want to create. Okay, so it will open Gmail. You want to create a new account, right?
Mm.
Create an account for my personal use. Now, first name I am giving anything. Say username. Now see here.
Mm.
Username you are writing. Obviously, you are not going to get this username. Na? Shashi at the
Mm.
rate gmail.com. It
Mm.
is not possible to get this. Okay. But
Yes.
how to check that thing? Now, see, I created my
Mm.
first email account very early
Mm-hmm.
time. This was the year I remember. Okay.
Okay.
That time, this technology was
Mm.
not there. Okay. So
Only
now,
now.
see here, once you type this thing, okay, it starts checking whether this username is available or not. Okay, now once you move to the other field, so it is telling you that this email is not available, right?
Mm.
But how this page come to know that this email is not available? See, you can understand well that to check whether this email ID is available,
Mm.
gmail.com, this website, okay, a certain program will be there in this website wherever this site is located or hosted. Okay,
Mm.
so it will check its own database,
Mm.
and there if this id is not present, then it only give you it only allow you to take this username. Otherwise you are not going to get. So a database search operation need to be take place
Done.
here, right?
Mm.
So
Yes.
earlier in that years, in those years,
Mm.
20 years back, okay,
Mm.
there was a little button over there beside check.
Mm.
You have to click on that check button,
Yes.
okay,
Mm.
to check whether
Ah.
the email id is valid or not.
Mm.
Okay, but nowadays you do not have to check. And even that, see things getting worse when that clicking on that check button will take you to another page, and then when
Mm.
again if you back to here, so these
Have to
things will
fill
not be,
everything. Mm.
these things will be reset, na?
Mm.
So user, this is a bad user experience. Means nowadays we are
Correct.
developing as uh, we consider that these things are bad, but in those
Mm.
days I was also there. I was creating one, two, three email accounts for different website, Yahoo and
Mm.
Rediff. By the way, the first email account I created was under Yahoo. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that time
mine
I
is
was
in
not
Rediff.
feeling that it is bad because we had not that kind of expectation. Okay. But
Mm.
nowadays, as they are saying that it is a bad user experience, so we are expecting much more smarter behavior from the web portals, right? So
Mm.
see here how smart it is. So whenever you are typing, say I am giving okay Shashi YL. Is it available? Just press tab. No, it is also not available. Suddenly it is trying, it is suggesting that you should take this thing, these are available.
Mm.
So how the website or this part giving me this suggestion. So there must be
Mm.
a process is running, and where
Yes.
it is running, it should not run on the client side. Na?
Mm.
Is server context must be there, okay, to get the
Definitely.
knowledge that this email ID is not available, this is available, okay.
Mm.
So this is all done by some thing called AJAX. Okay, means this thing you
Okay.
can implement through AJAX. Maybe some advanced technology are also there, has been evolved throughout these days, and they are apply the Gmail. Google is applying some more interesting technologies behind it. I don't know right now, but you can use the same effect using Ajax without refreshing the
Okay.
page, without moving to some other page. You can hit the server and get some data from the server back to the current place. Are you getting the point?
Yes.
So by using Ajax, what you can do, see here, okay, see this is your page, okay. Now you have scrolled down to here. Here is some point. From here, you need some server context. So you can hit to the server. In server, there is a page which
Mm.
runs the process, produce the output, and you can get this output at the
Sorry.
same position
Same position.
without refreshing the page, without moving to some another page. And that is
Mm.
the usability of Ajax. That's why we use Ajax. Okay.
Mm.
Now, one term I can explain here means you may need, since asynchronous is a significant term. Otherwise, JavaScript
Mm.
and XML you all know. Now, what do
Mm.
you mean by asynchronous? Asynchronous JavaScript is something that you may, I think, be curious about. Asynchronous. Why it is called asynchronous? Say synchronous. You know. I hope you know the difference between synchronous and asynchronous. Suppose
Yes.
I am
Source
telling
and
you.
destination.
Yeah, I am
Present of
asking you.
source and
I'm asking
destination.
you by your name. Okay.
Mm.
So when I'm asking you by your name, okay.
Mm.
So after that, I will wait for you to give the answer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you give the answer, then I will reply to you whether the answer is right or wrong. And this way the
Mm.
conversation will progress, right?
That
So
is
this is
synchronous.
synchronous. Means I
Mm.
am asking you, you are giving me
In a
reply.
real time.
So this is called synchronous communication, right?
Mm.
Now, what is asynchronous? Just reverse to that. I am asking you and not waiting for your reply. I am
Mm.
starting the next lecture and
Mm.
not getting any response from you. I complete the entire lecture. So that is an
Mm.
asynchronous kind of
Asynchronous.
communication.
Mm.
Okay. Now, what is the context of this asynchronous keyword here? Because using JavaScript in earlier days also, we can
Mm.
perform that kind of communication. After clicking, okay, some
Mm.
action is happening, then
Mm.
we proceed further. Okay,
Mm.
so that thing is not needed in case of asynchronous communication. So you can send multiple requests, okay,
Mm.
simultaneously.
Mm.
Okay, you do not have to wait for a response come to you and then again process. Although if you have some programming requirement that whatever the data is coming back from the server and you will do process on that data, then obviously you should wait. But if you have some distinct requirements, so you can run
Mm.
distinct ajax for that, you can run distinct script for that. There is no need for waiting mm, uh, for the response, right? So
Mhm.
that's why that asynchronous term comes here. So in case of asynchronous JavaScript, you do not have to wait for the response. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I hope this much of theory you understand. So we can straightforward go to our coding part. Can we? Hello. So to make Ajax happen, what you need? Suppose you have a page, okay, say T1. Okay, we are doing that kind of sign up page, okay. Say sign up dot, say HTML.
mm,
Okay, so you have this sign up dot HTML page, and inside that you have uh, some two things. Two text box will be there, and there will be a button, right?
mm,
So when you click that button, these two value need to be passed to the server,
database or server.
right? These two value need to be
Mm,
passed to the server, and server will check whether this say suppose this will be your username, okay,
mm,
and this will be your password, okay.
mm,
So server will check if the username is okay, means if it
mm,
is username is available, okay, then it will do some kinds of thing. If username is not available, then it will and return to the same page, and it will print some data here
message.
that username is not available, okay.
For
So
what
what is the
user ID
purpose of
or
Ajax having here? See here, if username is not present,
mm,
then this username will be saved to the database, no problem. But when in case of username is not available, then
mm,
these two fields will not get refreshed by means of page refresh, okay. Rather,
mm,
message will be displayed here, okay, or we can
mm,
display the message under this text box also, okay. So to
mm,
make this thing happen, what
mm,
you need, this is a server side, this part is server side, you need a page to check whether,
mm,
say check username, it should be a PHP file now server,
mm,
okay. So check username will be a PHP page. That check username, we need the processing of this check username. So what we will do, we will send these two data when this button is clicked. This page will check whether the username is available or not. We will put some static logic here, okay. We are not going to
mm,
find it in database. uh, then it will return the response back to this page, got it.
mm,
Otherwise it will go to the, we may see some, we may send this data to some other page or some other process to save the data, maybe some other process, you say, some other
mm.
process to save the database username and database, got it. You get the plan now,
Okay. Mm,
okay. So let's start doing this thing. So for that, what we will do, we will create a folder, say, what is our folder?
J-
Webtech, under webtech, say just
jQuery
create,
we had.
we have
Mm,
jQuery, we can create a folder, say
AJAX.
Ajax. So let me add this folder. So this is our folder. Inside that folder, I am just creating a HTML, says sign up dot HTML. Okay. So this is a sign up dot HTML. I am getting the HTML code template. So here, sorry, here I am just creating the form first, form, and although mm, uh, you may exclude the form from here, you just can have uh, two text box and one button, just like that, okay. Anyway,
Mm,
still I'm taking form Action, in action I am giving hash. That means it will not redirect this form automatically to any page. Got it?
mm,
Method equal to post. I'm saying that you can omit this font tag.
okay.
Input type equal to text. I'm getting id is equal to say un, and giving beer. Input type equal to say password. Password id equal to pw. Okay, fine.
Mm,
Now you need a button. Input type equal to, I'm taking a simple button.
mm,
Id is equal to say b1. Value is equal to create. Just giving the caption.
mm,
So how the form look like? You have to run through localhost slash webtech. Inside webtech you have this ajax folder and signup.html. So this is the
mm.
form, simple form. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. The print message will appear somewhere here. Say div, I'm giving an id. Say msg, I'm giving an id. Here the print message will appear in the place of fff, right? Okay. So I can give enter username, enter password, and there is a break. Acha. So this is our simple form. Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to implement the Ajax part.
AJAX part.
Ajax part, we will do it. You can do the Ajax part in two ways, by using JavaScript and by using jQuery. Okay, so we will use jQuery. Okay, but
Okay.
first let me check whether what is been used here. I didn't see what is there. What is this? Multiple choice question. Advanced web technology. AJAX. Acha, introduction to AJAX. AJAX component and dynamic HTML with AJAX using XML HTTP request. So they are
Mm,
using XML HTTP
mm,
request. Okay,
mm,
this one.
mm,
Okay, so the faculty is going to demonstrate this way of using AJAX. This way of using AJAX. Okay, no problem. But nowadays there is a more convenient way to use Ajax in jQuery. So
mhm.
I am going to use that part first. Okay. So later, if possible, I will show you in this way because this will be demonstrated by the faculty in the class, coming class. maybe next class. Okay, so
Okay.
I am demonstrating another way of implementing Ajax using jQuery, okay, in our code.
Mm.
See carefully, it's not very tough. First of all, what you need that CDN, means that link of jQuery from CDN. Na?
Mm.
So to get that link, what you need
Yeah.
to,
ATAC or link.
yeah, you can go to the CDN for Ajax. You can write anything. jQuery, get started, CDN, jQuery libraries. Okay, jQuery Ajax libraries. You can go to any link. See here. So you copy this code, this copy script, copy, copy URL. Okay.
Mm.
So just copy this and paste it here.
Mm.
Cloudflare. Okay, just a minute. गूगल से भी ले सकते हैं. You can take it from Google. You can take it from
Mm.
jQuery site itself. So last day we took it from jQuery site. Now
Yes.
see here, this one. Okay, you can also take it. So I'm taking, just copy this thing. You can take it from anywhere. So this is the library reference you
Mm.
can use. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, let's check whether the jQuery is running. So I'm writing a simple jQuery script. What we will do, how to test whether jQuery is running or not. So you remember that
Mm.
document
Yes.
dot ready. Inside that document dot ready, we can put a function.
Function.
How to
And
write
we
the
can display
function?
the alert message.
Just like, okay,
Mm.
to
Alert.
give an alert message here, say hello.
Mm.
So if this message appears, then we will understand that okay, our jQuery is running.
Mm.
See,
Mm.
this is running. That means our jQuery connection is okay. Fine.
Mm.
Now, when the document is ready, that time we will trap the click event for this button. You just try to understand what we will do. When we click this button, these two data will be sent to the server, that page,
Mm.
sent to the server, that page. So that page will check the data and return a response to the same page, just not by refreshing this page. This page will not be refreshed. User will view this page, and background these things will happen. These things will happen in
Mm.
background, right? So what we will do? Okay, so we can write, when our
Done.
document is ready, first trap the
Done.
button, say
Button.
hash b1.
ID is given. Mm.
Yeah, so you are referencing, you are selecting that button. This is a selector,
Mm.
right?
Dot.
Dot click.
Click.
Okay. So
That
if
function.
this, if a click event is fired on this button, then we want to write a function and we will give a body for that function. So this is the area where we have to implement the Ajax. Now,
AJAX. Yes.
this is the area because this is
Hmm.
the click event, right? This is the click
Hmm.
event. So let's check whether it is working or not. I'm just alerting this message. Okay. So whenever we click the button, this message will be displayed. See here now we are not getting that alert message because we removed that alert message from document.ready, right? We just put
Yes.
that alert message inside this click event. So we just refresh and just press a click.
Click
See
on
we
that.
are
Hmm.
getting this
Click.
message. That
Hmm.
means our control is
Yes.
coming here. Okay. So here we need to call the Ajax. Okay.
Hmm.
Now I am writing first the Ajax part. We need to
Hmm.
perform some tasks before calling that Ajax, means calling that server page. Okay. So what that thing? Dollar dot AJAX Ajax. So this is a call. Okay.
Hmm.
This is a call to the semicolon. Inside that, you can say this is a function call. Okay.
Okay.
Here. What you do here? So this is a function call for jQuery, only for jQuery.
Hmm.
There is a section called URL where you have to pass the URL for that
Hmm.
respective PHP page,
Hmm.
server page. Okay, give a
Hmm.
comma. Then you write what type of request you want to post. Means whether you want to post it like form method post or
Hmm.
get, that you have to mention
Hmm.
in type argument. Okay,
Hmm.
and next you have to pass the data here. Okay, so data will be in form of query string. You have to create the query string here,
Hmm.
and that query string we will construct that query string here in this place here. Okay, that's why we keep this
Okay.
place empty. We will do it next.
Hmm.
Success. So this success here you need to define a function.
Hmm.
What is the purpose of this function? This function is basically taking the argument called
Hmm.
response. Okay, and inside response you have to write whatever you want to perform when the response is back to your client. So this is the syntax. I'm just writing that Ajax part. Okay,
Hmm.
just you have to remember this thing. So this is the most
Okay.
advanced version how in jQuery you can use the Ajax call. Okay,
AJAX part.
so you have to call this Ajax method. Inside Ajax method you need to pass this,
URL type and data.
yeah, these arguments like within a dictionary like something. So you have to
Hmm.
pass this URL. This URL will uh, be the server page, right? So let's
Okay. Hmm.
we will create that check un.php. So that will be our server page. Okay,
Hmm.
and we are sending the information as post since we are passing the username and password. That will be a confidential thing. Okay, and
Hmm.
what will be the query string? Query strings means you have to pass the username and password, na?
Pass it.
So
Password.
username
Hmm.
and password you need to pass it over here. Okay, so we will construct that username and password. After that Here we will perform action when the data return back. Okay, so what we are
mm,
doing, we are just printing the response. What is response? This is a response object. This one.
mm,
So in this response object, we will get the response from the server. Okay, fine. So up to this you understand, I hope.
mm,
Now
ah,
here our job is to fetch the data from the form and create the query string. तो data को कैसे fetch करें? Very simple. So what is the data first? So var I'm taking a data.
um,
Okay. So I'm
dollar,
using the conventional way of declaring the variable in JavaScript var. Say username is equal to that username is coming under this ID, na? UN. Okay.
mm,
So how to get that data? Dollar. You have to use a selector
get,
inside that hash UN, right?
mm,
Dot. You have the val method for that to get the data. So you are capturing the username here. Got it?
mm, mm.
So in the same way, you need to get the data for password.
Oh,
So where
password, var
pw is equal to
is equal to
dollar
dollar,
within double quote hash.
pw,
What is the name? Pw
pw,
dot val dot val. So we have captured the username and password in two JavaScript variable un and pw. Got it?
mm, mm,
Now how to construct that query string? So construct that query string in that way. Say var str or qs is equal to. I hope you remember what is query string. The user name is equal to class un,
un,
right?
yes, dot,
Then
dot, no,
uh, class
plus password
password. Although we do not
is
need
equal
to.
to
Okay, we will send the password. Say maybe password.
plus,
Say ampersand password equal to plus
plus, pw,
pw. Got it?
mm,
Okay. Now this pw, this qs, you need to pass
mm,
here.
mm,
This query string. Okay.
mm,
You understand?
yes,
Okay. Now that's all. I'm just deleting the extra spaces from here. So this is how your AJAX call will look like.
mm,
Okay. Okay. Now let's create this page. This checkun.php. So I'm creating another
mm,
page that is checkun.php. Step by step, what we are doing. So this is your PHP file. Inside PHP file, first, what we are doing. See here, this file will be invoked by AJAX.
mm,
Okay, and this will send this string as this data through this
mm,
message. Okay, so if
mm,
you just print this, say echo, okay, and how will you get that data? You are going to get that data in, we can get it and say dollar username is equal to dollar underscore. It will be
dollar
sent
score
in post, na?
post.
It will be sent in post, and inside post there will be username.
Telling it
Huh?
username
Okay,
US.
username and dollar pw will be equal to dollar underscore post
Post password.
password. Fine. Now we are just printing this. We are actually testing. So printing something hello and sorry, dot dollar un. See here the PHP response we consider
Uh,
as echo, means whatever you are
mm,
echoing in the PHP file, means the server
mm,
part, that will be sent back to this response object. Got it?
okay.
So this page, okay, from this page,
Mm,
Ajax is actually calling this page in server.
PHP page. Mm,
In server, these things happen. And after that, finally, there will be an echo statement. You should
mm,
put the echo statement at the last statement when you want to return
mm,
to the client. So
mm,
whatever you are echoing here, that will be sent back to the server, that will be sent back to the client in this response object. Okay.
okay.
So here what we are actually sending, we are actually sending this string, simply nothing else. So if we
Mm,
give enter username as Sachin, so it will, we are sending actually hello Sachin.
mm,
Okay. Let's see, we are able to print it. Okay.
mm,
So refresh this thing. Ajax is loaded. Say name Sachin, password we can give anything. Create. See, you are getting hello Sachin.
yes.
You can understand this hello Sachin. We are having this code in the PHP file, right?
Yes.
But we are not moving this page to anywhere. We are still in
Mm,
signup.html. So somehow that
mm,
server page has been hit and back to the client part, right? So that this
mm,
message say Rahul, hello Rahul. You got
mm,
it? So your page
yes.
is not going anywhere. Your control is
In the
there.
same page.
Same page, same area, same location. But you
Mm,
are able to go to the server and bring some data from there. You are
yes.
getting
Yes.
it? So what we will do? Now we can put some arbitrary logic here. So see clearly, to check whether this username is available or not, uh, you have to do the database operation here, na? So you have to write a
Mm,
SQL query whether this exists in the user table or not.
date
Then you will decide your
in the
logic. Okay, so we are not doing the database part. We can do it. We simply do it in this way, just to give you a hint that dollar
mm,
un, if it is equal to say Sachin, okay,
mm,
or
Rahul.
dollar un is equal to say Rahul, say username should be small letter. So if the user is giving username as Sachin and Rahul,
Becomes a Rahul.
so we will
R.
echo not available.
Okay.
Sorry,
Mm, not
usernames
user
not
not
available.
available.
We are echoing that part. Okay.
Mm,
Else, else,
echo.
in real case, what we will do here, we will do the database operation here, na?
Mm,
In real case, we will do the database operation here. You got it?
mm,
Because we are accepting the username, and then that
mm,
username need to be saved to the database, right?
mm,
But here we are not doing the database. Do save to database, and then we are printing this message echo hello this username. Fine.
Username. Mm.
Okay. Okay, so our server part is completed. Now we have a small little task left in the client side. What is there? So we are not interested to print this thing in this alert message. Although we can do
Mm.
that thing, everything is set here. So first let's check it. See here, if I am giving Sachin, right?
Mm.
Password anything. Here, sorry, username is not available. Okay,
Mm.
available spelling mistake. Now, if we give Rahul, then it will also not be
It,
Rahul.
no, actually, it will become saved as Sahul there. That's the reason.
Say Rahul,
Rahul. Sorry, not available.
username not available. But if you give something else, say Rahul 123,
It
hello
should
Rahul
give
123.
hello.
So it is accepting, right? And in all the consequence, the page is not refreshing. That is the main important thing you have to follow. Okay.
Mm.
Now the last thing, what we will
Display the
do, we will
message.
print the message in this div. Okay, this div. Now two
Mm.
way we can do that thing. We can change the value of this div. Okay, we can change the HTML of this div. So how to do that?
Mm.
You just refer to that div. Dollar. What is
Mm.
the dollar b1
A div.
dot html? Inside that dollar html, you are putting that thing in a bold tag. You can say, or you can just paste that response. Just first look how it is appearing. Say Rahul, we have missed the hash. Na?
Ah.
If you are selecting with the ID, so you must need the hash. Rahul,
Rahul will not take
mistake.
na because we have given if it is equal to Rahul.
What happened?
If condition we have given, no?
Yeah, the message will be displayed in this div. Oh, sorry, we have used this MSG. This is not D1. I
Mm.
make it D1. Okay, there is no tag. The ID of this div is D1. So we are accessing,
D1.
we are selecting using this D1. Na? That's why.
Mm.
Say Rahul and something like that. See, sorry, username is not available. So we do not need that page refresh thing. Huh?
Mm.
Or you can do one more thing. Say if you uh, have response. Okay, if you have some other value, then what it will do? Hello Rahul. You got it?
Mm.
If
Yes.
you want to place this message just beside the username tag, then what you will do? You will put it here and apply some CSS to look it more beautiful.
Mm.
Okay, it's not taking. It is giving new line.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟೇನಾ ಎಂತ ಎಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ
it's 10. Because usually div will take the entire line.
Hmm.
Okay. So Rahul will give you sorry message just beside it. Okay.
Hmm.
Anything else
Now
will give
enter.
you hello.
Hello. Hmm.
So this is the way how you can apply the Ajax part. So this is very simple. So you have to remember dot Ajax. This is a function call. You are passing three
Three
arguments:
attributes,
URL, type,
arguments.
data, and success. And if your
Hmm.
Ajax call is not a database driven, or you do not need to send any data to the server to make things happen, okay, then you can omit this part, this type, post, and data. You do not need to send something to the data to the server. Then you can omit that part, data part. Query string you do not
Hmm.
require. Okay,
Hmm.
so that time you can just pass the URL and get the
Hmm.
success, okay, and write the functions for that.
Okay.
Tell me if it is okay or not
Okay. I got it.
till now. We can
Hmm.
create a means this is a lab exercise. What is a clock using Ajax? Okay,
Hmm.
a simple clock that will print the time, not a single time. It will be a digital clock, means this live time will be shown over there using Ajax. This kind of program
Okay.
may come in your descriptive part.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so tell me if it is okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, should I show you using that XML HTTP request,
No,
what the
we'll see
faculty
in
is
that.
going to demonstrate in live class?
That only we'll see.
That we can see from the uh,
Any.
faculty part,
Hmm.
means live class, or if you want then I can show it just by converting this part.
Okay. You can show me.
Okay,
Instead of Ajax, we will do XML.
no, no, no. Instead of writing this Ajax function, we will
Hmm.
use an object, okay, to connect to the
Hmm.
server.
Okay.
Okay, so what we will do, we will just means delete this part. Okay, okay, what I am doing, I am just giving you a small example of doing Ajax in that way by making a um, clock. Maybe I am expecting that program
Okay.
as a descriptive, so it will be helpful. No,
Hmm.
say clock.html, create a file. Very simple. Here, just take a div an ID, simple D1.
Hmm.
Inside that, you have to write the clock.
Hmm.
Now you have to call the Ajax for it. So we are copying this link. Script we have copied. Okay.
Hmm.
And we are writing the script here. Say script. Inside script, that dollar document
Dot ready
dot ready,
function.
then function, here.
mm,
Okay. So what we need here, we will use an object. So I'm giving a name. You can give any name, XHTTP, and the object
mm.
is XML HTTP. I've written the name XML. It will be XML.
Okay.
XML HTTP request. You are going to get
Mm,
MCQs, two, three MCQs from this XML HTTP request. This is basically an object. Okay, in
mm.
JavaScript. Using this object, we connect to the server and get the response.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so for that purpose, we need some functions under this object to call. So what function is we actually basically need? XHTTP, that is the name of the object, dot
Object.
on on ready state change. On
Mm,
ready state change. That is the function. We have written correctly, I
mm,
think. Okay.
mm,
Is equal to, we have to define a function, that anonymous type of function. But
mm,
this is the only difference. You have to write in that way dot AJAX function. Okay. Now
mm-hmm.
here you have to call this method on ready state change. That means, see, when the AJAX is called, a
Mm,
status code is been checked, is been managed by the backend system.
mm-hmm.
Just a minute. Okay, so what we are doing here, what I am saying, that this XHTTP or this XML HTTP request, this object have a state. Okay, it maintains a
Mm,
state. Okay, so here you need to write this is dot ready state. So there is a property ready state. If it is
mm.
equal to, it has some code. Okay, there are codes. If it is 4, if the ready state is 4 and the status along with it status is equal to 200, okay, you are going to get this MCQ. That means, what is the value of this status code when the response, we are getting a response from the server. Okay, so see
Five
here.
not one,
Huh?
4 not 4.
Huh,
I
that
think that
kind of.
5 not 1, 4 not 1.
See, when this Ajax is called, it takes some time na, to go to
Mm,
the server and process the thing and send the response back. So these
mm.
things are being manipulated or checked by the status code. Okay, so if the response is ready from the server end, so the status code will become 200. Okay, and
Okay.
ready state will become 4. So we have to trap this condition, and this is the fixed condition.
Mm-hmm.
Do not need to know anything else. Okay, so if it is okay, then here is the code. Write code to output response. So you need to write the response code here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now what is this? This is what? This is
Referring to the
actually,
current.
yeah, this object. Okay.
Mm,
So what will be your code? Your code will be the same thing, means whatever the response is coming from the server. So what we actually want, we want to change the code for this d1. Okay, so we are selecting hash d1
B1.
dot html. So whatever we are getting from the response text, see here, this is the response text. We are just printing that response text in directly inside that div. Okay. Currently, this div
Mm,
contains nothing. You got it?
mm, mm.
So this is the section you have to understand. And there are
Okay.
two more lines here. That is xhttp dot open. You have to open the stream and you need to pass the thing as get or post method. Uh, what is the file name? Say my
My
log.php. I'm writing. We have to write a PHP file. Na? We
PHP
have
file.
to write that PHP file here,
Mm.
and you have to pass a status fixed status value as true,
Mm-hmm.
boolean value. The next HTTP dot send. So when this send function executes, the actual AJAX call take place.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all you have to write. Now
Mm-hmm.
see, in the previous case, we did all these operations, but in a single place. Na? We did all
Yes.
these operations in a single place. See here, inside this AJAX. Just that much we
Mm.
have to write. So I found this is more convenient, and this is obviously convenient. That's why it is the advanced version. Earlier,
Mm.
we have to use that object XML HTTP. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now just quickly create a HTML. Sorry, that
My clock
my
PHP.
clock.php. Inside my clock.php, I'm just printing the time. Say you have to echo date. Inside date, you just print the date pattern. It is D hyphen M hyphen Y
Why?
and H I S. So H is hour, I is your what second
Minutes.
minute, and S will be your second. So I'm just taking the date. Okay, and this will print the server date
Mm.
in PHP. Okay, we are not printing the any local date. Local date means suppose you resides in India and your server is from Britain. So seeing from India, you will see the GMT time, means
Britain
Britain's
time.
time. If your server is located at USA, so you will see
The USA
USA
times
time.
time.
Okay, so to localize the time, you need to implement some logic here. You have to use the time zone. So we are not considering those things. We Our aim is to just make a digital clock.
Print the. Mm.
So what we will do, we will see which one is clock.html. See,
Mm.
we are seeing the clock. You got it?
Got it.
Just a minute. Sashiji, 1 minute, huh?
Yeah.
See here, you can see the clock, now.
Ah.
So our aim is to make a clock like that. Okay. But here you are seeing that date and time has appeared. So if you refresh it, so you are getting the time. So each time you are
Right.
refreshing the page, the Ajax has been called and the current time has been displayed. Okay. But
Mm.
that should take place automatically.
Mm.
Now, how can you make it automatically call? So you have to call this part, means, so this is the Ajax part complete. Okay. So you need to call this section, this complete section.
Mm-hmm.
You have to repeatedly call this section. है ना?
While true.
So you can use a while loop, infinite loop, so that it is being executed infinitely. But we should not do that. We should not call that thing infinitely, because while loop will execute, uh, means it will iterate, say maybe 100 times within 1 second. So we just
Mm-hmm.
want to call this thing for each second. So for
Mm-hmm.
that purpose, we can use a set interval. Set interval, that is a method. So set interval method is basically, so here you have to write the function what you want to perform, and here you have to pass the time, how many milliseconds. Okay, means the interval, you have to mention the interval here. So 1000, if you give 1000, so after 1000 millisecond, after each 1000 millisecond this fun will be called. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
So we are using this thing. Okay, so how to use
Okay.
that? Mm, so I'm trying to use the part set interval. We have started it, we are not going to end it here, we will end it here. See if you can understand. This is the complete set interval function.
Mm-hmm.
1000, now this set interval function I am in. See here, set interval, this is the first argument.
Mm. Got
Okay,
it.
this
The
is the
entire
function.
function definition.
Again, that anonymous function we are not mentioning, we just use that lambda type of expression. Okay, so
Mm.
this whole thing will be executed after every 1000 milliseconds.
Mm.
Let's see whether it works or not. Basically I use this thing using the dot ajax
Mm-hmm.
technique. Okay, see, you can watch. I am not refreshing, the page is not
Yes.
refreshed. Okay,
Refreshed.
so after every 1000 millisecond the code has been
It is
executed.
running
Okay,
automatically.
so the time it is taking from that PHP file, that PHP
Mm-hmm.
file is running in the server side. Okay, so from
Mm-hmm.
server side the time has been fetched to the client side and it is displaying. So this is a digital thing.
Okay.
Tell me. So this is the example of digital clock you have. So this page is not refreshed. Huh? If you refresh this
Uh-huh.
page, then what will happen? The total recording will start from beginning.
Correct.
So how this execution is taking place? Maybe something like that using AJAX.
Mm.
So this is the thing you can do with AJAX. See here, what is the time it is showing? 5. That means it is showing the uh,
US time.
not US time. It is showing means GMT time, I think. 50. No, we are actually running on localhost, so it should show uh, our current time.
Indian time. Mm-hmm.
My clock. So DMYHI. Anyway, we can set time zone here, PHP time zone to our
Mm.
Kolkata. Okay, just 1 minute. PHP time zone, default time zone. See Asia. Inside Asia, we have Kolkata. Can directly write time zone for Asia Kolkata, that is time zone.
Mm.
It's not for that I am from Kolkata. Okay, it's for
No, no, I got it. Greenwich.
it is
Indian
for
Standard
whole
Time.
India. Yeah, time zone, a default time zone. You can set it. It was Asia Kolkata, na?
Mm.
Anyway, you can check it later also. But that is the
Mm.
way how you can apply. See here, 9:32. Okay, so it is now matching with my time. So
Yes.
this is the way how you can implement AJAX and use AJAX with your PHP file. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we completed up to AJAX. Maybe if you
Mm.
have some queries later, you can tell me also.
Mm.
Otherwise, we will do some other tasks next day. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So let me stop
Thank
here.
you.